Start streaming. Stop streaming? Good morning. Hello. I don't know if that's actually... I hope that's working. I have no idea if this is actually working or not. I'm just going to have to go in and have a quick check on YouTube because, well, some things just don't always make themselves obvious. So, let's see. Yeah, it does appear I'm live for a change. Good morning, Francois. Thank you for coming to join me today. And Graham, hey up, lad. Have a good night last night. Yes, so today we're on for issue 19 of Combat Patrol. Now, if you've been listening to me, yes, bald, all bald, all gone. I shaved it all off. It was doing me. I'm going bald anyway. It's just I'm getting a Picard, so it's going off there, and it still grows around there. So hats are great for me, but I'm not wearing a hat at the moment. So all shaved off. Oh god. Good morning, Twisted. So everybody, today we have glue. We get to use glue. So we have Combat Patrol 19, which is the Parasite of Mortrex. Now, I've always liked this model. I wanted this model just to paint when I first got it. So, noisy part. I do like the noisy part, secretly. And a sprue. And a base, I think, is way too small. It's smaller than the Neurolector, which is worrying. So, today, let's have a quick look. We have the Winged Vanguard Beast, which I'm guessing is mostly about the Parasite of Mortrex and the other Lictory type monsters. The Great Crusade and Silver Templars. Quick sneak peek. Have we got a mission? We do have a mission. Okay, so starting one is let's build us a Parasite of Mortrex. As I said, this is the first time we're going to have to use glue, so I do have glue. You can buy the Citadel Games Workshop one, but you can also buy this one. This one works. Now, Sparkles usually shouts at me for doing this. And I understand why, because it smells. But it is also the best way I can think of to clear the metal pipe. So I'm going to do this little bit off camera. And blow out the end. Oh, I just love the smell of burning nail polishy stuff in the morning. So yeah, that should be a nice clean applicator now, in theory. So if we're going to build this thing, and we need my camera to sort his neck out, me to sort my neck out, find out what I've just done with that spray. There it is. Okay. So slight maneuvering of the camera, slight folding back of the magazine, and then we can actually get it in. So we actually start with parts 2 and 3 and then glue number 1 into the bottom of it. Okay. So where's 2 and 3? There they are. 2 and 3. Torso bits. Easy to find. Well, you would think it's easy to find. Sometimes I struggle. That's because I'm not wearing my glasses like I'm supposed to. And it's early in the morning and I'm barely conscious. I'm still under the effects of medications that I have to take overnight. Which makes this all the more fun. Now remove the bits from the sprue. I've just seen yeah, I did. It was a little bit of glue, something. I'm not going crazy. I did see something come sliding across my desk. Now we get mold line thingy or something to remove mold lines. Just give it a bit of a clean up. I don't know, I've not done this on all of them. But let's face it, by the time you've got 60 termagants, you get sick of scraping mold lines off them. Just give me a minute, Twisted. You've typed 3 things. I'm still trying to read the first one. Or 4th one. Whichever one, the long one. Amanet. So it's Amanet this morning, not Kafka. Or Kafra. So we need to keep you on them toes, in your toes, them kitty cats. And you're still on painkillers, man. Have a word with them. Tell them to put finger out, will you? You should have had that done by now. Can't leave you in pain that bloody long. Isn't that like... Don't they have to take like the Hippocratic Oath or the whatever it is? And isn't that against that? So... Sure, they should give you something. Can't just leave you in pain. Well, I suppose they have, but that's still a bit of shit, really, isn't it? And she's in, right? She's staying in now. Have you locked the door and made it so that she knows? Now you're in. You're staying in. I'm not opening or chuffing the door every time you want to move. Not that she's going to listen to you, but you can tell her. And then she'll go out the door again. Oh, this has got a peg for the bottom. See, this has got a little peg on its tail. Don't cut that off. I was about to chop that off, and then I realised what it was. It's actually something I need to keep on. Oh, this is where paying attention a little bit can do a lot. So we get to keep that nubbly bit. I mean, Graham's lost me a minute there. We were talking about a kitty cat, and now it seems like he's talking about a titan. Unless he's talking to Francois again about getting the printout. Which, of course, is always an option. I know Graham's going to want to print one for himself anyway, but if he can do 2. I'm sure he's capable of printing the same thing twice. Okay, this glue's not setting, and I'm not happy with it. Right. Leave that there. Leave that there. 4, 5, and 6 go together and then go in the neck. So I'm going to try doing them while I wait for that bit to glue so I can glue the tail in. You get 4, which is the main bulk of the head. 5 is the xenomorph type plating across the top. Which will be this bit. Very nice shape. Good morning, Steve. He's gone missing. Had another fight with a lawnmower. I won, but he took me out. Silly lawnmower, forgot it was plugged in. I managed to get to the plug socket. I'm not doing it against the petrol one again. That one ain't going to take bloody ages. That just doesn't stop, that one. So this has got to go on here, like so. It'll end up going like so. No worries, Francois. See, fishing is nice, but when Steve says he's going fishing, he's not going fishing into a little pond or into a nice little river. No, he's going fishing at the mouth of the River Mersey just before it hits the fucking sea. he goes fishing in nice spot where you've actually got a chance of finding a fucking fish. Number six is the underjaw, which is that section. Tiny little bit, this one is. Tiny bit. And this is to go claws facing forward, I believe. Like that. I need to get over to Steve's again. Whether it's play Warhammer or for him to teach me how to go fishing. I enjoyed that last time. I don't know if Steve enjoyed it. He might think I'm never having that mank bastard in my house again. But I enjoyed it. Right, there we go. So this time he didn't pop his chest open. Ironic because that is because of what I'm building. Now we can just put a little bit of glue in there, and then his head goes in. And now we have a long, weirdy thing. Yeah, no, I won't be going out on a boat. I believe Steve stands on the side and stands on the bank and just casts into the water. Just saw all that boat malarkey. That's when dangerous things happen. Just need a little bit more of a bead down there because that section's just not joined up properly. So I'm going to risk ruining the model a little bit just to get a good seam and join on his chest. That's a decision I'm making. If you make that decision, that's all on you. Pardon me. I intend to do a big bulk load of Tyranid stuff, so pulled out most of the Tyranid stuff that I need to paint still. I've dry brushed most of it. It's all on the tray ready just for one big session. I can go, right, dry brush, dink, 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 dink. Colour, dry brush, ding, 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 ding. Wow. See, there you go. Woodside Ferry Terminal all the way to Brighton. That's a trek and a half, that stick. That's not just a little dink round the corner, is it? That's a full on. I'm going to trek all the way halfway down. I'll trek halfway down the bleeding country. Where are we up to? Right, we have the main body section, we have the taily section, we have the head. Now we need wings and nitty bits. So on his left, which is the one I have looking at me, that's good, is 8 and 7. All right, 9's got arms attached, extra arms. Right, okay. I was wondering why I've only got 5 appendages, not including. I'm not including the tail in that, and that's because number 9 actually has 2 appendages on it. Still, that's a big old fish, and pike have teeth, don't they? Don't they have? Don't some of those fishes have teeth, and not very nice teeth at that? So it's telling me I've got to join that bit up there into the side of it. Okie dokie. So that bit at the top. Yeah, is that little section there. And you get the wingy bit And that should join to the body. Down the wing, down the ribs, because it's got little notches for it. I'll show you on the next one, because I forgot on this one. And I'm a dick. Again, how big? That's the same size as me. Fish in a river should not be the same size as me. That's just looking scary. Number 7, to do his arm underneath his wingy appendage. This is a clawy appendage. Don't ask me why I've got that word being used so often this morning. See, lots of... Right, now I'm even more worried. 6 foot long with lots of razor sharp teeth. No. Nope. Nope, nope. You can keep that one. Don't even throw it back. Don't even think the other fish in the water want it. How's this supposed to go on? This is... really not helping me. Unless it's supposed to go on that way. And if it is supposed to go on that way, why on earth did you make me... No, it's saying it should have a little section underneath it where I can flush it up. Now, I can't see any little section where that's going to sit flush. There is no section where that's going to sit flush. Magazine, you are lying to me. Unless I've put that in the wrong place. Well, to go off how it's connecting, that looks to be in the right... No, it's not in the right place, is it? That's like way too far up and open. So where on earth? If that's supposed to go... So that's supposed to be more down like that. Okay. They don't... So this is the problem when you've got to glue the damn thing together. So I'm going to try putting the arm in first. Because for some reason, this just ain't working, is it? It's been one of them models for me. Right. Right. So going off the picture, the arm itself comes down quite far. But I don't see where this little bit's supposed to go. Now there's a little... Right. Okay, so that's supposed to be his left. Right, I understand that. I'm going to put his right on first and find out if that makes it any easier. So far, we've only had push-fit models. And push-fit models are great because you just push them together. There's no glue required. There's no dry fitting. There's no making sure that that's the right place where that goes. So I have no idea where it's... Right, so U section, you want to go in there, is saying. But again, he's saying it should have a flush connection. Now, unless I've put the tail on wrong, which is a high possibility, because it might have to go around that way. So if I've put the tail on wrong, which looks like I have, let's try matching it up now. That seems to work better. I put the tail on backwards. Good morning, Beaky. So yeah, I've put the tail on backwards, which is why none of the other stuff was going on right. So now I've turned the tail round. I'm going to start with the bit underneath because, well, that was the bit that was causing me most issue. Aha. And now I see the bit where it's supposed to go. See? Welcome back, Francois. I've corrected mistakes twice now. I put the tail on wrong, which doesn't help. So I've switched the tail back around to be the place where it's supposed to go now. And then this is the bit that comes, glues on and goes around that section and joins up on top of there. There we go. I'm going. So Twisty's going fish clubbing. Steve's joining him. And Francois looking after puppies. Right. Let's see who gets a humanitarian award, shall we? The two that are going out fish clubbing are the one that looked after the doggo. Why aren't you going in there anywhere near as snugly as you should? There we go. Bit of force, and the wing goes in. So just bit of maneuvering. Shit. Spiny bits. Fucking everywhere. Bit of glue. Well, a lot of fucking glue in this instance. I've overdone it. And I'm also in so that it's a flush join if you have to. So there we go. We have most of the Parasite of Mortrex. We only have 1, 2, 3 more pieces to go, which should be nice, pointy things. So we get 11 goes in is his right arm and 10 is his left. Not that I've been able to tell the difference this entire stream. I'm at what? When did I get more? Yay. Thank you, whoever you are, to become 155th. Another however long, we may get 200. God, that was way too Mickey Mouse, that wasn't it? I probably lost a sub for that one. Right, so number 10 is his left arm, which wants to go into... I should have probably done this bit first, in fairness. Because I've just realised where it fucking goes. And it goes like right in the middle of wings and stuff. Yeah, I bet you fucking wear mesh. Never mind that, you want full chainmail suit. Chainmail suit, padded leather armour. You don't want that fish coming anywhere near you. That is not a fish. That is a swimming school of teeth. Nature's natural blender. Gonna nom 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 its way through. See, 1,000 needle sharp razor. No! Why do people think it's fun to go out and play with these things? Might as well go out and find yourself a tiger and go tickle its belly. And other arm, which I think I've got in the wrong place again. Kind of, but it's close enough that I think I'll get away with it. I don't think having that arm in that position is going to make... Oh, actually, yeah, it is, because I can't get into his frigging side to paint it, can I? There we go. Just give it that bit more of an angle that it's asking for. So I can actually get into plate places and rib places in here. Some of them are going to be so difficult to get into. I'm not looking forward to that. Oh, well. 'Tis what it is. And we shall carry on. As I said, I won't be painting today because I did a lot of painting on Monday. And I have plenty of other things that I must do. I don't have options for some of these. I must do them. But the first one is to put this model together so you can see people making mistakes and going, oh, right, okay, so that's what I should have done there, and that's what I should have done there, etc. Painting, I'll just do one big stream for all of the Tyranids that have come so far. Right, and there we go. Now we glue that onto the bottom of him. And once that's done, that'll be him ready for the base. So I'll let that dry. While we let all the model dry, because he's got you lot are nuts. Just putting it out there. You're all monkeying crazy. This is coming from me. I don't exactly have all my screws tightened properly. So I'm going to follow their painting guide now because I'm waiting for him to dry and put him on a base. He's put together there. So follow their painting guide is paint everything in Wraithbone first. Then you paint all the armory pieces down the top. I can pick him up because he's not on his base yet. So he wants all the shoulder paddy stuff, the bits down the back of him, the bit across the top of his head, his bum plates. Yes, I used the word bum plates. They are plates and they are covering his bottom. So they are bum plates. Deep fry. See, I've never liked the idea of eel in any song, any form. Eel just doesn't appeal to me. Which is weird because I do like sausages and stuff. So you would think essentially it's just a ready-made fish sausage. Yep, and that right there is enough to put me off. I'm just going to glue them in. So you paint all them bits with the Backnar burgundy. Then all the fleshy parts of his wings, so all these back bits here. Get off my finger, thank you. So all these bits in between is going to be the squig orange. And as normal, any of the pointy clawy bits, so these bits, the bit at the end of his tail, even the little claws up on top of his wings, they want you to do them in bad and black. Which means that they're going to make you get the pink out, and if he's got a tongue, they're going to make a tiny little to do his tongue. Yeah, Screamer Pink, do the inside of his mouth. Told you. Bum plate is, yeah, I told you, it's a technical term. So once you finish painting it, it should look very flat like this. Okay, so that's I say flat because they've not come back for any of the details. They've not washed anything to put in the crevices. They've not highlighted. It's just base flat colours at the minute. That's it, put together and painted. So if you've got this far and you've done it quicker than me, you will have a Parasite of Mortrex ready to go on the table. I have one that is ready to be painted. Next, it tells us about the Great Crusade. So it goes into story mode again. While I catch up to... See, if I leave this on the screen, I can't do anything about it. I'm not reading it because I don't have a good reading voice. But I can read the chat briefly while this is on the screen. It is strange. Looking at one, I'd never eat it, but cooked, it has the same texture and flavour as lobster meat. Never tried lobster. Yeah, an eel with extra teeth does not sound like fun. Certainly an evolutionary process, but yeah, when it stops, I'm not sure either. Sharks have been around for ages and they've never needed to evolve. The artwork is fantastic. That is a good picture of the Emperor and his little custodians at the bottom. I do like that as well. So just to catch up, the Great Crusade was the time of renewed hope and optimism for humanity. But this was not to last. If you want to know more, go read. Go read. There is lots and lots and lots of lore and literature and things for Warhammer. There is loads, especially about the Great Crusade. They've just finished. I'm not sure how many books it is. It's a lot. And they just finished what happens at the end of the Great Crusade, shall we say. So they just finished all that off, and then they'll start into the scouring, and then they'll bring it up into modern day times. Well, I say modern day times, it's all taking place in the bloody future. It's all like way, way over there. So in their modern day times, the current 40,000 saying, there is Steve Kate, right? Except he's only war for the boys. Big Yumi gets out in his chair. Not done nothing for thousands of years. Boys have been making the war for him. I was on about the heresy. There's about 70 odd books in the heresy. Oh, we have numbers. We have numbers we need to use. So the Parasite of Mortrex are horrific predators. They are as swift and cunning as any tyrant, but it's their unique biological weaponry that makes them so feared. Parasites of Mortrex will infest their enemies with ripper swarms, causing even the most stalwart warriors to be devoured from within. Lovely. So, if you want to roll your background table for this parasite, if you get 1 or 2, this parasite moves like the shadow, swooping silently upon enemy forces, only to disappear in a spray of gore. Nice. If you get 3 or 4, this parasite produces particularly fast-growing rippers that devour their way out of their prey with horrible speed. Okay, so they get eaten from inside quicker. If you name it, if it's that background, it's more about the things it puts in you rather than swooping past and just going. And if you get 5 or 6, this parasite focuses on infesting enemy commanders with slow-growing rippers that are worth. So it's one of those. It just stop, infect, get them out quick. And there's one that goes stab you. I'm gonna wait in the corner. You're gonna get eaten in 2 days. Nah, mate, don't need voiceover work, folks. Just natural British talent. Anyway, back to the Parasite of Mortrex. We have a data sheet. Now, he is a fast little bugger. 12-inch move. Is, full little plastic rule you got, start to finish. He's moving across the entire thing. Toughness 5, so he's not without some longevity, but he is still going to get shot to shit. Wounds 5, so he's going to take a little bit of shooting to shit to get him to actually go away. Now, he does not have any ranged weapons. Noticing a bit of a theme here with some of the tyranny stuff. They don't some of them don't have ranged weapons at all. So he gets the barbed How the hell do people come up with these fucking names? Right. Ovipositor. Right, a barbed ovipositor. That sounds wrong, and I know it inserts thing, which makes it sound even worse. Right, it does anti-infantry 3+, and it's an extra attacks. So it's 1 extra attack always on top of the 6 that you'll get with these just clawed limbs. So it's anti-infantry 3+, so it's going to wound any infantry on a 3+ regardless of strength. That's good. Hits on a 2. Strength 3 for when you want to attack something that isn't an infantry. So it's not doing anything to them. AP 2, damage 3. So he's taking out a Terminator in 1 shot. He's taking out any Marine pretty much, except for no. Characters and Centurions will survive. Everything else dies in 1 shot. Then he has his clawed limbs. Again, melee, 6 attacks, 2+ to hit. Strength 5, so that's better. So he's actually at least going to be wounding standard Space Marines on a 3+, and Terminators and Gravis things on a 4+. -1 AP, it could have been a bit better on 1 damage. That one shot, if it hits, can be worth it. The rest of it is a bit meh. Okay, combat control inclusion. In games where you're using the Tyranid combat patrol, the Vangast Swarm, you may, before selecting an enhancement, remove the barb gaunts from your army and replace them with the Parasite of Mortrex. So you can't have the ones that slow things down and the one that goes super fast at the same time. Makes sense. It has Deep Strike, it has Lone Operative, and it has Stealth. So while it's within 3 inches of another unit, and you're more than 12 inches away, you can't even target it. You get I think it's a -1 to the hit roll, or is it a +1 to its save roll for the stealth? And it's also got another special rule called It Itches. At the start of the fight phase, select 1 enemy unit within engagement range of this model. That unit must take a battle shock test. Fair enough. Force a battle shock test. And if you've got stuff that will stack up with that, obviously that's even better. Just great. So it tells you which parts it wants you to. It named the barbed ovipositor is its tail. TAIL. A lot easier than ovipositor. Barbed tail. Fucking Games Workshop with ridiculous pronounced words. Okay. Clawed limbs. Okay, clawed limbs are clawed limbs. So the Parasite of Mortrex is an unusual unit with a variety of special rules. It can disrupt enemy units and has an extra attack that it can make with its barbed tail. This article explains how these rules work and provides some guidance on using your Parasite of Mortrex in a battle. So lightning fast, it's gone on the fact that it's got a 12-inch move and it's got the ability to fly, which means it can just go straight over crap and just go in straight line 12 inches, even if there's something in its way. As long as it doesn't land on a unit, you're okay. Its ability called Its Itches, which can disrupt them if they fail a battle shock test and make them less effective in the fight, taking away their objective control as well. He does have a lack of durability. It has got a minus point here, which is its lack of durability. He's only got a save characteristic of 4+, and a wounds characteristic of 5. So it's telling you, use the fly ability, use the fact that you've got distance that you can move, stay behind things until you're ready to come out and make your move, then hook off back behind something to hide before you die again. So it's gonna give us an idea on how to use this, isn't it? It's got to. Good point, Francois. Good point. You can't copyright the words barbtail, but I'm going to refer to it as a barbtail because that word is just ridiculous. I don't care what they want to call it. It's a barbtail. I'm sure everyone else will understand what a barbtail is. If I was to say it was a barbed, that bloody word, I'd get locked up. Because they'll think I'm trying to make stuff up. Either that or I'm having a seizure. So I'm going to stay with tail. So it's telling us about the barbed tail. Normally you can only make attacks with one of its melee weapons. However, extra attacks, which is barbed tail has, it's only one of, allows it to make that additional attack. Who'd have thunk it? Extra attacks means you get extra attacks. They really are treating us like children. I know I act like one sometimes, but still. In addition, it has the anti-infantry 3+ ability, meaning that it wounds infantry on a 3+ regardless of their toughness characteristic. So they think they're big bads because they've got toughness 7 infantry. 3+, even though it's only tough strength 2. Oh, he's punching through. It's great. It itches. So it's going to tell us how it itches works now. So it itches is an ability that you use at the start of the fight phase. And it forces him to take a battle shock test, even if it's not below half strength. That's good to know, because if someone argues, no, you only take a battle shock test when you're below half strength. No, this rule overrides it. You take one now because you're in engagement range. You roll 2d6, add them together. If it comes to your leadership score, which in the case of these Infernus Marines is 6+, you pass. Not a problem. These dudes got to fail. So they failed their object. I can't remember. Battle shock test. That's the one. So -1 to hit. They get -1 when they're hitting, and their objective control is 0. So he's just took any objective off them. Get off, it's mine. And you can't hit me as easily as you could a minute ago because you're scared. Even though Space Marines aren't supposed to know fear. Don't know how that one works. But fair enough. Okay, scenario 15. So this is the fight that he wants us to go through. I need a bigger desk or table to do this on. So it's called Alpha Strike. So in this game, Space Marines get the Terminator Captain, the Terminator Librarian, and 5 Infernus Marines to deploy in these 2 squares. And the Tyranid units get the Parasite of Mortrex, the Winged Prime, 10 Termagants, 3 Von Ryan Sleepers, and a Psychophage. They've really got it in for the Space Marines. The thing is, they can only deploy in these 2 squares. So that would make sense for you to deep strike your Parasite, your Winged Prime, and your Von Ryan Sleepers, putting your Termagants and the Psychophage in the areas, making use out of their abilities. That's what I would do. Probably they're going to tell us to. There is so much to do, and there's a lot of reading in these as well. Believe it or not, there's so much reading. I mean, I fly through it as quickly as I think you could do and still do the things. But yeah, there's a lot of information in these, including how to win this mission. So in this mission, you score victory points, 5 for controlling 1 objective, 5 for controlling 2 objectives, and 5 points for controlling more than your opponent. Seeing as there is only 1, 2, or 3, getting the 15 should be easy enough. You've just got to control 2 and keep your opponent off 1 of them. So once you have deployed, it starts with the Tyranids turn. Now, they did not do what I thought they was going to do. They have deployed everything. So we've got the Parasite of Mortrex, the Winged Prime, the Von Ryan Sleepers, the Termagants, and the Psychophage all in that deployment zone. Movement 1, both at 212-inch, well, the 12 and the 10-inch mover, straight out, right in front of the Infernus Marines. The Von Rhein's Leapers go down to the bottom to claim Objective 3. Termagants steam forward to claim Objective 2. Psychophage goes into cover but stays in range of the Termagants so they can get the Feel No Pain rule. That way they'll last a little bit longer. Now, once these get to this distance, they're in charging range of the Infernus Marines. Also, your Termagants are in shooting range. So you would shoot first, hopefully take some out. In this case, nope, because they turn them red when they've killed them. And then they do the charge and fight. So, just in case they've used Overwatch, I don't think they've introduced the Overwatch stratagem yet. But it's not good if they've got flamers, and all of them do have flamers. So they're charging the Parasite of Mortrex and the Tyranid Prime into the Infernus Squad. The Infernus Marines are destroyed in the fight phase. The Parasite's tail came in handy and took out a Marine. The Tyranid Prime takes 1 damage because that's where they focus their attack. So the Prime's taken 1 damage, Mortrex has taken nothing, and they've wiped out 3 Marines. That is just not good. I look like a what? Joey, I don't know what a precog is. Is that some kind of psychic? I'm not having demons taking over my brain. No. Not in this universe, anyway. This universe, if you, like, psychic nutter up there, then demons come and eat you, and you end up as a blodge of flesh on the floor and something else is running around. I don't like that. Don't particularly want that. So I hope I'm not that bad. Now it's saying it's the Space Marines' turn. Yeah. So what they do is they fall back with the Infernus Marines so they can shoot these things. The Wing Prime, Parasite of Mortrex, the 2 characters. They move down with the 2 Terminator characters and shoot across into the Termagants, taking out a good 4 of them. But then they charge the other 2 characters. And with it being what bit the Terminator Captain and the Librarian, usually pretty good in melee. I've not seen Minority Reports for at least 10 years. At least, if not longer. And you're about the guys that are in the thingy that predict the future that don't get out and end up, don't they get killed by the end of it? Because it's like, we can't do this, it is immoral, we can't arrest people for stuff they've not done yet, and end up killing the precogs, if I remember rightly. Or am I thinking of a different film? Probably think of an anime, knowing me. So yeah, the Space Marines move down, the Infernus Marines back off, Terminators shoot Termagants, and then they steam in close combat, and with them both being good at close combat and getting to go first, the 2 Space Marines do literally just chew through the Parasite of Mortrex and Wing Prime. There's not really much they can do. They're hitting at the same strength. They're wounded on 4s or 3s, better AP, and more damage. So yeah, the Terminators have the upper hand in this battle, especially with 2+ armor saves, 4+ invulnerable saves, and all the extra stuff that Space Marines get. So what they've done here is they took very kindly give you a display of what you could have if you bought Tyranids, but they've also stuck a load of units in that you won't get. So you're going to have to go out and buy these, like that one. See this one here? You can't buy that model on its own anymore. You've got to buy it in a set that's close to £100. Von Rhein's Leapers you've got, that's fine. Neurogaunts, you won't get them because they come with the Neuro Tyrant, which should come with when you spend the £100 on this big guy. There's a Neuro Tyrant back there. Big long thing, big brain. But then it gives you other things like the Horsbricks that you're not going to get you're going to have to go out to Games Workshop and buy it, even if you bought the Leviathan box set like I did, that got the Neuro Tyrant and the big Screamer Killer Carnifex and the Neuro Gaunts and a few other things that don't come in the starter box. You still don't get the Horsebreaks that they've got listed on the side of the piece they've got here. They're still putting models on there for you to go, you've still not got enough, go buy more. They're kind like that, aren't they? And that, I believe, does brings us to the end of the magazine. By the end of the magazine, we all know what happens. They tell us what's coming next. So this bit I've conveniently left in the light because that's issue 21. Next week, we get the Chaplain on a bike. Now, I've already got one of them. I was very lucky. I was lucky and got one for a Secret Santa over just before Christmas. But I'm going to get another one next week. I'm not complaining. It's great. I like the fact that I'm getting two of these things because they've each got a unit that can go up with them. So they've got accompaniment. Absolute bargain for $9.99. It's a 36 pound model, I believe. I'm going to go in and double check now. Games Workshop. Warhammer.com. Go have a look at Space Marines and just click generic Space Marines. I want all of it because I don't know which one it's going to be listed under. Because for some reason they list some Space Marines under some factions and some Space Marine models under other factions. And it makes sense when it's a like Mephiston, who's a Blood Angel only character. Yeah, I understand that. But why have you got a like Iron Father Ferios? He's the only Primaris Tech Marine. Why just put him in the Iron Hands? That's just evil on the rest of us. Yeah, sorry, £34 model he is. Chaplain on a bike, £34 model. $9.99. Bleeding bargain. But after that, we get our first Eldari model. Now, I'm just going to try and have a quick look through for something akin to this one. Or if not this, oh no, we can actually buy this model. Okay. So, if you to an issue 21, when we get this chappy here, and it's the first Eldar we get, and it is a Farseer, so we do get a leader first. And even him, at £9.99 for the magazine, with just that one model, is a 50% discount. 50% discount. Good morning. Right, I'm going to have to read this one. Is he not the only Primaris Tech Marine? What other Primaris Tech Marines are there? Is there a Tech Marine? Just a normal, right? Space Marines. Iron Hands are going to have all the Tech Marines, aren't they? Oh, there is a Primaris Tech Marine, £26. Iron Father Feros, £28. There is one. What's the difference? Big claw, pistol, axe, bolter on his shoulder. Oh, Ferias has two big claws. Right, okay. Fair enough. I stand corrected. Well, I sit corrected. No worries, Graham. Thank you very much. And good morning. I'm going to butcher your name, and I'm really sorry about this, but I'm going to make an attempt. Sinocephalo? Would you mind if I just call you Sin for a little bit till you give me the correct pronunciation in the chat, because I'm going to butcher that name every time if I don't. So good morning, Sin. Oh, good afternoon. Thank you for coming to see us. Timing is possibly not quite the best because we've got right to the end of the magazine where we're finding out what's in issue 21, even though we know issue 20 is the Space Marine Chaplain. That's the last of the Space Marine models. This was the last of the Tyrannid models. So no more Tyrannid models now through the magazine. Next week will be the last Space Marine model. No more Space Marines in the magazine. And 21, we get the first Eldar model with the Farseer. Bargain of a model, half price. Great price. I'm going to caution people. Eldar have lots of fiddly bits. Now, you've heard me complain about these people, these Space Marines with the little flappy pieces of paper and little things that irritate me. Eldar are covered in gems and rune stones and other things that may require you to have a very steady hand and or a very small brush. Again, we're at the point now where we're not going to be getting any push fit models. So if you haven't gone out and purchased either Citadel plastic glue or a different branding of it, just to point out the slight differences in the pots, not telling you which one to go buy, just telling you what are the options. So you've got the Revel contact to liquid with needle applicator, and you've got the Citadel plastic glue with needle applicator. Essentially the exact same thing. That's been pushed down a hell of a lot. So it'll look like that when you take the nib off. Mine looks burnt because it is. And you will need that on every build going forward from this issue forward. So from issue 19 onwards, you now need glue. You can't get away with push fit anymore. But that is issue 19. Also a fun issue. I did mess up with his tail and put it the wrong way around, which is why his wings didn't fit. Sorted that. Got his arm in the right place now. He's looking like a nice little model. Now, I don't understand why he gets a smaller base than him. He takes up more room than he does, but he gets a smaller bloody base. Look at the size difference. I know, I understand he's an older model. He's a much older model. But still, you could at least give him that size base to make him something similar. He's on the same size base as a librarian, I think. Yeah. Same size little base as a librarian. A lot bloody bigger. Well, at least in silhouette form anyway. Yes, I know that's the librarian up there that's not been painted. I do have one that's painted, partially painted anyway. I do have another one. So that will be me bringing this to an end. Thank you very much for everybody who's come to see me today and all the new viewers. Sin, thank you for calling in. Cheers, man. Woman, person, thank you. You can't always tell off a name. So if I cover all the bases, then you can correct me and tell me, no, that's wrong, it's that one. It's right, okay. If anyone watches this again in the future, if you think I've done a good enough job to earn it, hit the like, hit the subscribe, come and join the Discord where it's free and we're always happy to chat to you in there. All about 7 of us at the moment. But it's a nice 7. It's a nice 7. You'll recognize most of them from the chats. Enjoy the rest of your day. Drive safe. And I'm going to go panic because I should have been somewhere 5 minutes ago. So thank you. Enjoy.